Having created the context in which your fears limit and stifle your life, you now have an opportunity to put things into a better frame of perspective. People are much more than their fears, and when you begin to think about your own fears in relation to the bigger picture, you now have a chance to notice how it all fits in the grand scheme of things. So take a moment and reflect and wonder about how realistic it is that this can actually happen. I'm sure there are times when you've thought the worst, and in actuality it never materialized, and perhaps you even found yourself pleasantly surprised, and when you look back at it now, wonder why you ever worried about it in the first place. Sometimes things just have a funny way of working themselves out, don't you think? In the options below, I would like to invite you to notice a couple of things that will be instrumental in really assessing the size of your fears. The first is, how realistic is it? Is there only a small chance that it may happen, or do you think it's a nigh-on certainty? And the second is, what level of intensity or fear are you experiencing around it? So in relation to the unrelated things in your life that would be even worse, if they were to happen, where would you place that current fear in relation to it? Perhaps you are already realizing that you needn't have worried about it so much, or maybe you are still feeling a high degree of fear around it. Whatever is true for you, be honest about the level of fear and its likelihood of happening, because it's important to acknowledge your emotions in order to be able to deal with them effectively. A failure to do so is often the cause of how fears can become escalated in the first place. So at this point in the process, you have reached a pivotal point at which you will be facing this fear perhaps for the last time. So I would like to invite you to choose the options that most accurately reflect your true thoughts and feelings. The next step will focus on the actual event and the markers that distinguish between it actually happening or not.